touching moments between Princess Charlotte and Princess Anne. A royal passing of the torch. Princess Anne bestows her title upon Princess Charlotte. The sun had just begun to dip below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the lush gardens of Buckingham Palace. Princess Charlotte, now 12 years old, stood nervously beside her grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, as they awaited the arrival of another esteemed royal, Princess Anne. Charlotte couldn't help but fidget with the hem of her navy blue dress, her excitement and nerves bubbling to the surface. This was a moment she had been eagerly anticipating for years, ever since rumors had first begun to swirl that her beloved Auntie Anne was considering passing the torch. Finally, the grand doors opened, and there stood Princess Anne, radiant in a deep red coat dress, her silver hair neatly coiffed. A small, proud smile played at the corners of her mouth as she strode towards her young niece. But before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you will never miss out on any of our updates. "Charlotte," she said, her voice rich and warm, "you've grown so much." Charlotte beamed up at her aunt, fighting the urge to throw her arms around the stoic royal. "It's so good to see you, Auntie Anne," with a gentle nod, and turned to the Queen. "Your Majesty." She dipped into a graceful curtsy, the movement almost regal in its effortlessness. The Queen returned the gesture, her own lips curving upwards. "Anne, thank you for being here today." She placed a hand on Charlotte's shoulder, giving it a gentle squeeze. "I believe you have something to share with my granddaughter." Anne's gaze settled back on Charlotte, her expression softening. "Indeed I do." Reaching into the pocket of her coat, she withdrew a small, velvet box. "Charlotte, it is with great pride that I present you with this." Carefully, she opened the box, revealing a gleaming gold brooch in the shape of a circle, with the royal crest prominently displayed. Charlotte's eyes widened as she recognized the symbol of the Princess Royal, the highest female rank within the British royal family, a title that had been held by Anne herself for the past 5 decades. "Auntie Anne," Charlotte breathed, her voice barely above a whisper. "I don't know what to say. Say that you will carry on the legacy of this title with the same dedication and devotion that I have," and replied, gently taking Charlotte's hand and placing the box in her palm. "The Princess Royal is a position of great responsibility, but also immense honor. I know you are more than capable of rising to the occasion." Tears brimmed in Charlotte's eyes as she gazed down at the brooch, her fingers tracing the delicate design. "I promise, Auntie Anne, I won't let you down." The Queen beamed with pride, giving Charlotte's shoulder another squeeze. "I have every confidence that you will do us all proud, my dear." In that moment, the bond between the 3 women was palpable, a tangible connection that transcended the formality of their royal titles. Charlotte felt a deep sense of gratitude and awe, humbled by the trust that had been placed in her. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the gardens in a warm, golden glow, and stepped forward and enveloped Charlotte in a rare, heartfelt embrace. Charlotte inhaled the familiar scent of her aunt's perfume, allowing the comforting gesture to wash over her. "I know you will be amazing, Charlotte," and murmured, her voice thick with emotion. "You have so much to offer, and I cannot wait to see the incredible things you will achieve." When they finally parted, Charlotte could see the pride and affection shining in Anne's eyes. She knew in that moment that she was not merely inheriting a title, but a legacy of unwavering dedication, steadfast determination, and a deep sense of duty to the crown and the people. As Charlotte later stood before the mirror, carefully pinning the brooch to the lapel of her dress, she couldn't help but feel a swell of pride and responsibility. This was no longer just a piece of jewelry. It was a symbol of the trust that had been placed in her, a tangible reminder of the path that lay ahead. With a renewed sense of purpose, Charlotte knew that she would do everything in her power to honor the legacy of the Princess Royal, to follow in the footsteps of the remarkable woman who had come before her. And as she gazed out over the palace gardens, she couldn't help but feel that her auntie Anne would be there, watching over her every step of the way.